now use the money to raise the pullets for egg production. But they said if we are talking about eggs, we prefer NAPRI developed Shika Brown. It started in 1984. But unfortunately for us, I wouldn't know where Shika Brown is now. They developed Shika Brown. We tested them, Shika Brown along with Funab Alpha. They said we are talking of eggs, we prefer Funab Alpha and Shika Brown. Shika Brown was an imported breed. Funab Alpha developed locally. We have the grandparent stock in Nigeria. We have the pedigree stock, which are local breeds in Nigeria. We have the parent stock in Nigeria. We have developed the broiler line for Nigeria. At 20 weeks of age, the dual-purpose Funab Alpha will weigh 2.6 kilo, compared to India's or France 3 kilo, and we are still improving on it. 2.6 kilo at dual-purpose cock. And then the our pullets will lay 4 eggs a week minimum. The Shika Brown will lay 5 eggs a week. The others will lay 3 eggs a week. So Funab Alpha has dual advantage, both for meat and for egg. I said Funab Alpha is not comparable to any other chicken, whether you bring them in from France or from America, from anywhere. Presently, I learned that Bill Gates is giving one company in America to develop local chicken for Nigeria.
From there?
Yes. They are developing local chicken of Nigeria from America to come and distribute preferred chicken for Nigerians. That's the way we waste our effort, we waste our energy, we waste our talent, we waste our people.
This is getting really interesting. But now, Funab Alpha it has come to stay, so to speak.
I'm trying to make it stay. Because when I registered it, the registration council said it should not go the way of Shika Brown. We want it to continue. So
what is Funab? Where you retired from?
Yes.
What are they contributing, bringing to the table?
They are now just about contributing. Because by the time I was leaving in September for my accumulated leave, I asked the Vice Chancellor. Thank God I have a Vice Chancellor now that has listening ear. When Bill Gates came in 2014 or 2015, he sent our project manager with Erie project manager to come and see what I was doing. You won't believe it, that my Vice Chancellor then said he didn't know what I was doing.
Wow.
And Bill Gates gave us over $300,000 for this project. Because of the fact that I was allowed, they brought their accountant to come and sit with me in Ethiopia to design what I'm going to spend the money on for 2 years. And I said, no other research outfit, granting agent that has ever allowed Africans to use their money to buy animals, to use their money to build houses, and to use their money to feed animals. They will not allow it. But these people, they allowed their accountant to come and sit with me. I said I wanted incubators. They said, yes, you can build it in. I wanted houses. They said, build it in. I wanted to buy more chicken, different genotype. They said, build it in. Anything I wanted, they said. So I had to reduce my own allocation to be able to factor in all these things that I needed. You go to UNAB now, you see that I built a health center. And I said, if Nigerian government know what is good for them, that center should be turned over to poultry breeding center for Nigeria. If the government knows what is good for them. But instead of doing that, they would rather bring more chicken from all over the world.
That will not survive.
That will not survive here. And they are creating jobs for other people's children. Their own children here are suffering. Their widows, their youth, the households, they are wasting away. Whereas they could take this chicken. When we started, we are giving them 25, 30 6-week-old birds, and they rear them. I visited with my Erie team to Nasarawa. Immediately we got to one village there, and they saw my chicken roam. Mama, these are your chicken. I said, yes, they are Nigerians. So they can roam about. They are in their father's land. We went to Port Harcourt. We went to some of the farmers. Immediately, the man said, you gave this chicken to my wife, but I've been enjoying them since we've been rearing them. So he called those chicken out from the plantation. Immediately we were coming out, they said, Mama, these are. I said, yes, they are Nigerians. They are enjoying their fatherland. And that's the way it is all over. So why do we now keep this one unattended to over 180 million chicken in Nigeria. 90% of them are the local ones. When we select from our pedigree there, there's a woman from Lagos that will come and collect the called pedigree because they are pure locals. We take them to Lagos, say that's what I sell. So multiplying the pedigree alone is enough money for some people. Before we talk about, we don't usually sell GPS because that is where your secret is.
Yes.
But you can sell the PS. PS, when you import them into Nigeria, they cost over 3,000 naira, parent stock. We sell our own PS for 750 naira. And yet they still lay like the exotic ones. They lay better than some of the birds they bring to Nigeria.
So don't you think that is because maybe there's somebody somewhere that needs to make money? That's the reason why government over the years have
exactly because people. My project manager in Bill Gates told me, said, "Madam, you don't know Nigerian business people. They know their way around because they will bribe here and there and get license. Government will say we ban importation of chicken and so on. People still bring them in through the back door, and some people give them license. So by the time they bribe right, left, and center, they will be given license and they go and bring the chicken in. I was told there was a time when Napri bought in chicken, imported chicken to Nigeria, and they were buried at the airport because they were told that they were saboteurs. And then they went round and imported through another company in Ibadan. But Baba Sanjo asked that man, Zatek, to be deported. Because they brought in through the back door. These people, the Indians, the Lebanese, they are still bringing chicken into Nigeria in thousands every day.
Okay.
So those are the things. We neglected our own.
Nigeria does not have business importing poultry.
We don't have business importing any livestock into this country. Baba Awolowo tried it. Those animals died. The 500 cows that were imported to Ikene Dairy be on all ruminant breeds in Nigeria. I collected blood sample for sheep, goats, cattle for Nigeria, and even the crossbreds in Nigeria. I took them to Roslin Institute. Roslin Institute happened to be the first research institute on biotechnology in the world. When I was in Roslin Institute, they were developing pigs with human heart. It was the first one that developed sheep with human milk, because they needed human milk for treatment of diseases of humans. And how many people will produce children to lactate, to bring? So they have to develop sheep that will produce human milk through transgenics. You transfer the gene for human mammary gland into sheep embryo, and you get an animal that will be producing human milk. The hemophiliac factors in human milk. The cystic fibrosis patient need factors in human milk. So they have to take the milk to pharmaceutical industry to extract those factors. Those are research for development. These are the things that they are doing in other countries. If I had stayed outside, I know where I am now. I know what I'll be earning. But I'm here as a Nigerian, working for Nigeria, and nobody. Even somebody told me that once they mention my name in Abuja, they say, that woman, she's in a class of her own. I don't know how to bribe. I don't know how to run around people. I'm just with my God. He has seen me thus far. If I can't move from here, I'll go and retire and be playing with my children. I'm a breeder in my house. I'm a breeder in the office. So I can go around and be playing with my children, no problem. But if Nigerian government still feels this woman, because in other countries, people don't retire. When you contribute something tangible, they don't allow you to die in office. I worked on what do we call it? I've worked with genomics. I've worked with proteomics. The colleague I worked with on proteomics on Ohio State University, he said, "Why will I retire?" This man, because of pale, soft, exudative meat that happens in pigs, in chicken, in fishes, and in cattle, it was the consumers, the housewife, that complained about PSC meat, and they took it to the butcher. The butcher would not take it to the farmers. The farmers now contributed $800,000. They gave it to Donald Wick. Find out the gene that is contributing to this. We want to know how to eliminate that gene, or how to breed an animal so that those genes don't come together in homozygous state. Once it's not in dual state, homozygous state, you won't have the problem. So they have to find a way around it. When I was in Roslin Institute, my colleague that I was working with on genomics was working on achondroplastic dwarfism in cattle breeds. The Dexter cattle have what we call Dexter gene. Once those genes come together in dual homozygous state, the offspring that will be born, the cow that will be born dead. So if you have 10 of those on your farm, it's already a loss to that farmer for the year. So they contributed £400,000 for him in that year. That was 1996, to locate the Dexter gene in their animals, so that they know how to breed, how to crossbreed, so such as to not to mate their animals in homozygous state. Those are research for development.
Okay. Now, research, I still want to stay a little bit on research before I allow you to talk to our audience a little bit. But on research, you kept emphasizing on research for development.
Yes.
Whereas if you ask some political class, they will tell you that there is a big gap between the town, and the gown.
Not in UNAB.
that the researches don't really affect or have any effect. It's not solving any problem in the real life situation.
It's because they don't ever appreciate research. But they bring animals from other countries. Are they not carry out their own research every day? Are they not carry out research in avian for chicken, in Tyson in America for chicken, in Hendrix? Are they not carrying out their research every day? I was in avian in Britain. They had 13 geneticists. When I got there to visit, one of my colleagues was there. When I got there to visit, he said, "You are another geneticist. We have too many of you here that you have not had enough." Because you need development. You need research for development. Can only be produced through this type of people. Not through the nutritionist is supposed to carry out the research on the feed, but you have to link it with the gene of the animal.
Now, are there no association? I know you have the Genetic Society of Nigeria.
Yes.
What are they doing in ensuring that geneticists
you see,
excel?
That is the problem we are having again. I was the president of that society for 4 years, 1989 to 1993. During my tenure, I had to be visiting some commissioners, and I was educating them on the danger of sickle cell anemia. So I brought in the human geneticists on board at that time. But you know, when you are a woman and you are not the going around type, they will just put you aside. People have been getting a fellowship of that society for years, even when I was there. They gave me fellowship only last month.
Wow.
Only last month. They asked me to come to Kaduna or Kano I said, I'm not coming. If I was your president for 4 years and I worked very hard and you did not recognize me, forget it. They sent a plaque to me in my house. If you don't recognize women, I am a pioneering member of the Nigerian Institute of Animal Science on the breeding aspect. And when I try to contribute, this is what we are supposed to do. I don't feel there's anything wrong in what you are still doing. You feel, oh, she's a woman, she's always making noise. So after 1 years, forget it. I can't be shouting and knocking my head against the wall, and you feel there's nothing what I'm saying. Because I travel all over and know what it is. I was at a conference in Hungary, and we knew what it is. I am a pioneering member of the World Conservation Society, Animal Conservation Society. Prince Charles is our patron. The paper I presented at Rare Breeds International Conference, I can't remember, 1996 or so. Over 1,000 people had read that paper. It's on ResearchGate. Over 1,000 people. That single paper that I presented on animal breeds of Nigeria, animal breeds of Africa. That paper has been read more than 1,000 people all over the world. But here we are in Nigeria. They say, oh, the researchers, I was here before, then say there are reports. I said, come to my farm. My reports have never been on the bookshelf. I make books for students to buy. When Ted Fund said we should make books in your area of discipline for students, will they buy? Will Nigerian students buy? 2,000 naira book, will Nigerian students buy? If you force them to buy, they will go and report you to the vice chancellor. And I spend my time, my energy, my brain to put the book down for them. They will not buy. Somebody said if you want to
hide something from a black man,
put it inside the book.
But it's even getting worse now because they say the reading culture in Nigeria is almost at the lower ebb.
It's nothing.
Most Nigerian, young Nigerians don't even want to read, maybe because of the value that the society places on books. You discover that a graduate would finish and they will say, okay, we'll give you a prize of 20,000 naira. Whereas you win a music competition and you
give you a car.
That's
as I say, you see the problem of our government, misplaced by priority. It's a misplaced priority. I was in Britain in 1982 for days when I just started my breeding in IR&T, and the British Council sponsored me for 1 month course on pig breeding, feeding and management at the University of Edinburgh. It was there I just decided to go to the bookshop. I bought a book. When I look at the back of the book, I saw that the author resides in that university. So I located Dr. Truman. I said, this is a book on genetics, cytogenetics. I think I need something that will take me higher in my breeding work. Can you please enlighten me on this book? We sat together, we talked. He now taught me a little bit about proposal writing. He said, if you begin to write proposal, people might begin to fund you. That was the first lecture that I had, and that you must be interested in books because what you are looking for are there in those shelves. But we produce our own books, we put them in the library, nobody reads them, they gather dust. And then they say professors produce books, and their research findings are gathering dust. I got that book, and with that, I was able to get Commonwealth Fellowship in 1986. That was 1982. Commonwealth Fellowship 1986. They were. I have 5 children. So, even in my class, I usually tell my students, when you come to class and you are carrying a baby, you are doing like, I said, you are not serious. I nursed 5 children. I had fortunate research because I happened to be the only one at IR&T with my workers. So I have to carry out my research. I have to write research reports. I have to write my papers, my publication for promotion. Publish or perish. No publication, no promotion. That's for you. So I have to combine everything. But because we are not focused. I remember when America came and was asking them to give soybean to babies. You go around the markets in Ibadan. They will just grind this soybean and put it on the market for women to buy and mix it with ugi. I went on BCOS. I went into the paper. I said, America is creating a nation of dollars in Nigeria. You can't be giving our children soybean that has antitrypsin factor. And the way it is being processed, they cannot destroy that factor. It's against protein consumption, against the dose of those children. And when you don't give your children milk, either from cattle or from humans, they are missing lactose that is needed for brain development. So stop giving our children, yes, give them 1 egg a day. Have we been able to produce that egg? Have we been able to sustain that egg? Even people that are having school feeding now, are they giving our children 1 egg? It's needed, pregnant women 1 egg a day. Children 1 egg a day. Adults above 60 years need 2 eggs a day.
Thank you guys for watching.
Because of the generation of the brain. The cholesterol in the egg is the one that holds the nervous system and the brain. Once it's not available, the brain degenerates. You see an old woman, you ask, what's the name of your child? Does not remember. What the address of your house? Has forgotten. But our people are not caring. An egg a day keeps the doctor away. Let's produce those eggs for our people, for our children. Serve them in schools. And it's the cheapest form of protein. You can get an egg for 20 naira, for 30 naira. And it's a whole complete food that God created for human beings. Complete food with all the necessary ingredients that you need per day. It's complete food. Even if they don't add any other thing, apart from that egg alone. Just eat it one in the morning, you are okay. But Lord have mercy on us in our country, Nigeria.
God have mercy on us. But I still want to look at this. In every arm of animal science generally, the least subscribed to by...
Yeah. They are attracting him from Portugal now. I said, stay, you have to complete this work together. Stay. You can go to Portugal for a week, for 2 months, but come back to Nigeria. Let's finish this work together. He's a breeder like me. He's using biotechnology. So he's been trained like I have been trained. So when we have all that of things, at 200 level, whenever I teach my students, they say, Madam, we want to come to animal breeding. We want to come to... I said, no, it's unfortunate. You cannot change.
Can you maybe explain to somebody out there that might be watching this, what is the prospect in animal breeding and genetics?
Like I said, it's because we don't know the value. In other countries, they value animal breeders because the basis of, the foundation of everything about development in this earth, like God created it, is breeding, both plants and animal. Breeding, because you manipulate. Monsanto in America is selling plant products to Nigeria. IIT has been working on the breeding aspect of our cassava, of our yam, and so on in Nigeria here. But what has Nigerian government given to our own plant breeders to develop crops for Nigeria? No research fund. Kenya will export even flour, tea to Europe, to America, because their research is on that, because they know that's where their money is. Ghana will come to Nigeria, take a yam, package it and sell to Europe. One yam in Britain is 15 to 20 pounds. One single tuber of yam. What are we doing here? We are not, like I said, the basis of development. Have you read about Jacob? Jacob in the Bible. When Laban wanted to cheat him, you know what he did? He went into breeding. He went into breeding. What did Joseph do? He was making the people to breed and then collect at least 20% of their produce into the store for the 7 years of famine. They said Isaac planted during famine. He reaped 100-fold. If he had planted rubbish, will he reap 100-fold? That means the seed was... He had the quality seed. Quality seed. So that's what we are missing in Nigeria. And if you want to even do it, and you are not the type that is, let's say, corrupt, you want to share your money with everybody. That's the problem I'm having with everybody. I said, my animals must be fed. They must be housed. If they are sick, they have to take care of them. So if I shared my money to everybody, what would I use to fund them? Since 2016, when Bill Gates Foundation's money ended in Nigeria, I've been sponsoring my project by myself, from my salary. I've been paying salary of staff from my salary. To go further into value addition, because I know, it's not value addition, but I know people like it. I said, okay, I must go into value addition. I took a loan of 2 million naira from my bank. United Microfinance Bank. I'm still paying for my salary. I took a loan, 2 million. I finished payment maybe, I think in February or in March. I pay salary because I have to pay staff. I have to feed the boss. But nobody is helping. Thank God the new Vice Chancellor now has a listening ear. By the time I was going, he said, Madam, please write a report. Let's see what we can do. And thank God he gave us 1 million naira. So that's what we have been spending since September. And we want to expand. If we want to, people call me every day, Madam, this is your chicken. We enjoy it. Please, can we get more? I said, if I have to expand, I can't sell everything. I have to expand. I can't be selling everything. I have to keep some birds to be able to satisfy other customers. And that's what we have been doing. And you keep the birds on the farm, you have to feed them. Somebody has to take care of them, clean the pens and so on, and water the animals. So I have to pay the salary of staff. Somebody has to be at the hatchery. Hatchery work for incubation of eggs is 24/7. The only time they have break is 2 weeks during the Christmas. It's 24/7, and the electricity must run for 24/7. You have one egg in the incubator, you have to run the electricity for it for 21 days. Where is the electricity in Nigeria? We spend money buying diesel. I have 20 kVA generators. 2 I bought for the project, for my project money. I bought my 10 kVA generator for my house to add to that.
Okay. I've been signaled to that we should be rounding off. But I have just 2 things to ask you. Okay. First, to the young Nigerians, yes, it's as though we have been born in the wrong time.
You are not born in the wrong time.
The best times,
because you don't want to dirty your hand.
The best times are according
to... As I constructed on the farm for them, you go and take your own pen and rear your chicken. If I get there on a weekend, or Saturday or Sunday, and I don't find you, I'll be there throughout the day. And you don't come to feed the birds, I'll just carry my birds, take them another place and feed them myself. They are not ready to read. They are not ready to develop themselves. They are not ready to dirty their hands. Somebody said, Igbe onlowowa. You are not ready to really work. You must have the confidence and you must be hardworking enough to commit yourself to success. If you are not committed, forget it. Even those that we say they are dancing, they are committed somehow. It's not that it's not impacting their generation, because it is science that will impact this generation. People are moving faster. We are still crawling. Nigerians are really making waves in America. Like I said, Bayo Gulesi is from Shagamu. The father was the first CMD of UCH. He bought Gatwick Airport, London Airport, New Zealand Airport. I now learned this one that he bought Italian Railway. A Nigerian, a Yoruba, a Shagamu boy went to America and was doing that. He has to come to Nigeria to come and help us with their rail or airport. The kick front that he would do would never allow him to have money to do anything for our country, because corruption is hitting us from the hair of our head to the sole of our feet. Until we remove corruption, we are nowhere to be found. And that's what is affecting even grants. When we are talking about research grants, they want their own kick front before you can use the money for effective work. So those are the problems. And until Nigeria thinks about agriculture, God started with agriculture. And if we don't believe, we don't run along with the commandment, with the covenant, we will never make it. Agriculture will run the wheel of industries. We run to create jobs. Everything is only based on, not on crude oil that you just take, you go and sell and bring the money back. You have to invest into agriculture. Like I said, Joseph did it, Jacob did it, Isaac did it. If it's not profitable, they won't say they were blessed in silver and gold, in men servant, in female servant. And that was what is happening in America. When
things, next week is another time. I'll be bringing you another guest that will teach us one thing or the other, and we will take something away from. My name is Tunde Olaniro, and like I always say at the end of every show on this program, God bless Nigeria. Bye-bye.